there, and welcome to Camp Video Games. This is a podcast that reviews video games and their multimedia adaptations. And today we're talking Doom from 2005. My name is Junior Camp Counselor Sean, and with me is Junior Camp Counselor Josh.
Hello, Junior Campers. This is Junior Camp Counselor Josh. I feel like in the world of Doom, we need to clarify further beyond Doom 2005 as a game that's re-released many times in many forms. We're talking about the film Doom from 2005, and it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's that one. That's what we're talking about.
That's right. This is the 2005 movie directed by Andrei Barkovic, who he did Romeo Must Die,
sure,
with Jet Li. And another one that I was actually very excited to find, because I found this on DVD the other day. It's called Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. It's another Street Fighter movie that centers around Chun-Li that was released in 2009. So that's in the backlog. But we did talk about the Street Fighter anime back in the day, so that's a fun one. Go and listen to that.
That's a good one. But this
it's
all Doom all the way,
different.
baby.
So
you guys like movies about corridors?
You like not being able to see the action because it's so freaking dark?
Okay, thank you. Right out the gate.
Okay, so we actually did ourselves a bit of a disservice by only playing Doom 1 in preparation to talk about this movie, because this is Doom 3, the movie. We didn't really talk, or I've only played the first hour of Doom 3, and it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's Doom in a post Half-Life world.
Yeah,
where they decided, we should be telling stories and having characters and dialogue. It's like, no, you need a chainsaw and a shotgun and righteous anger. That's what Doom is at its heart and soul. And when they started trying to act like this is a smart game for smart people, that's when id Software kind of strayed from the light of the good name of Doom.
And this is as I'm just at a glance reviewing what was Doom 3. John Romero's gone.
He's out of the picture.
Yeah. It's just Carmack at that point. Which is that perhaps why Carmack gets a reference in this film, but Romero does not, I noticed?
There's not a single shred of John Romero on this. I even watched, I have the DVD of this feature film, and I watched through the special features, and there was interviews with John Carmack and other id execs, but there's no sign of our sweet Romero, who seems to be John Carmack is the brains, Romero is the heart,
the personality.
Of id. Yeah, he was the rock star game developer who got a little too big for his britches, and I don't know. He's on good terms with the Doom team.
Yeah, I don't know. I've read about half of Masters of Doom since we did our recording
I've
of
never
the game.
Read that.
It's really. I'll very quickly sort of summarize that. It's like a. You remember the Tetris movie?
Yeah.
It's like that, but about them. And it's like very sort of a slightly heightened stakes version of the story of how they built id Software and Doom.
I'm into that.
And it's told very breezily, but you can tell it's like we sat down, we interviewed John Romero, we interviewed John Carmack, and we said that's the full story. Whatever their version of them being rock stars, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because John Romero, he got married early, he had 2 kids, and then he got divorced by 22 or 23 and sent them halfway across the country. It was like, yeah, baby, I'll catch up with you. And then just became a distant dad. And they're in the book, they're like, Romero did his best to keep up with his kids, but games needed made. Oh, he's an absolute dirtbag.
No. I'm an admirer of John Romero, and I
think I am as well. People are complicated. I'm not saying we need to cancel John Romero for being a deadbeat dad.
I read his memoir called Doom Guy.
Yeah,
and he goes into his family. I mean, it's just when you're a young guy and you're coming into a lot of money, and you're realizing the world is at your fingertips and you can really do whatever.
He did not have
you
money
want.
at this point, but
Oh,
Yes.
this is and in any
This is
case,
like pre-Commander Keen.
he had a complicated childhood,
Yeah,
Josh, and his dad was a bit of abusive, and his mom was
yeah.
a
We don't.
sweet.
We got. He's
Anyway,
fine. He's fine.
I do.
We got to talk about this Doom movie though.
Just one more thing about John Romero before we get into it. Like he has teased the fact that he has like a PDF of like all of his grandmother's like traditional Mexican like delicacies that he'll like just share with people because like apparently she was an incredible cook. I would really like to get a copy of that. So
I'm
John
sorry.
Romero,
In
if
my
you're listening,
brain, I thought you were going to vintage pornography.
no recipes from his abuela.
Much more innocent than my brain was for some reason jumping the gun to.
Wait, you think John Romero's just sharing porn of his grandmother?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. These are weird guys.
Well, he did make Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I've been reading this book about how like sort of like weird these guys are.
Yeah. You got to be weird to be successful.
Right.
Which is why we're very normal people and we're not very successful.
So anyway,
Doom.
we got Doom 2005 on the plate here. It's not great. I'll say that. Bottom line, this movie, if you prefer Doom, had 90 minutes of cutscenes before what you came for, then this movie's for you. And then 90 minutes in, you get about 5 minutes of what you came for, and that's about it.
That's pretty well put. I'd say that this is a very like okay for how spectacular and unique and like groundbreaking the video game Doom is. This is a very paint by numbers action sci-fi horror film from the early 2000s. I remember catching this in theaters when it came out. This is the year that I graduated high school, and I was like willing to give like video games like a little bit of time instead of just doing dirtbag stuff with my dirtbag friends.
Mhm.
And I didn't care for Doom 3 again. Like that was a big part that this movie was made to support Doom 3 because this came out a decade plus after Doom was released, and it was only in the zeitgeist as a result of Doom 3. And it's like the difference between heroin and methadone, where it's just like, I guess I'll do this methadone because I can't get my heroin.
Yeah. There's like two things right out the gate that displace this in for me from what like the heart and soul of Doom is. And the first thing is opening scene is like the outbreak in the lab on Mars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a bunch of scientists. They're all running away. And the first moment of gruesome violence is Dr. Carmack, who's like sort of a quote unquote main character in the movie. He isolates himself in a room. A woman's trying to get through. She puts her arm through, and he closes the door to sever her arm.
Yeah.
So the first violent act is dismembering a woman. Versus the game.
Women don't even exist in the Doom video games. There are no women. There's no children. There's nothing.
All violence in the game is clearly against monsters.
Yes.
And this opens with severing a woman's arm. And it's like, oh, this is a very different kind of violence you're going to show me. This is gratuitous and like meaningless. Not that like killing zombies and demons was meaningful.
No, it means a lot to me.
But so there was that, and then very purposefully, this like zoom in shot when we introduce Dwayne Johnson, making sure that we see he has a giant Semper Fi tattoo across his back in 2005. Folks, I say it every single fucking episode. 9/11 changed everything. Oh. They would not have done that shot pre 9/11 and pre Iraq War. Like, it sucks how much 9/11 ruined culture and a couple thousand people's lives and a couple more people's lives in the Middle East.
In the aftermath, a couple billion people's lives.
9/11 is not a good thing. It's very bad for everything. But like, you could absolutely see it in the culture, and especially in these any movie that came out within 5 to 10 years after, you go, that wouldn't have happened pre 9/11.
Very true.
It's just
Very
like,
true.
by the way, join the Marines because you get to pick up a BFG and shoot demons with it eventually.
Yes, the BFG, the Bio Force gun, which is what they say it is, and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson, future president of the United States, might I add, he'll do it. He will do it.
Guys, no.
Josh is eating a donut and talking at the same time. No, he's a huge part of culture right now, and you can't escape him.
I think playing Maui in Moana is what killed his chances for president.
I'm not familiar.
Maui is so
the live action Mulan movie?
No, Moana.
Oh, Moana.
Yes. So Moana is like from woke Pixar era. So it's like he firmly placed himself in the camp of the libs, and he's never coming back from that.
The libs and the conservatives are in the same camp. They're all bad people who are just caring about themselves and not the better picture. There's no difference between Republicans and Democrats. 9/11 changed everything.
I'm saying like because of your comment about like, oh, he'll be president. I used to think the same thing, and then there was something about that. I was like, oh no, he's like, I'm just a guy making cash. I don't want nothing to do with this.
That sounds like someone who wants to be president.
I guess that's a good point. It's a good way to make money.
I could always just see
a lot of scams.
Dwayne being. He's like it's like Schwarzenegger was a California Republican. Like that's what I see The Rock as well. Where he's like,
that's true.
Just like, it's like, wait, why are all these meatheads going into politics? Because there's money to be made. Because it's easy. Because it's just theater. The Rock. I'm on a first name basis with him. Dwayne's a pretty. He's a pretty good actor for what he represents.
I will say, I feel like this. I don't know if this was his first film.
No, The Scorpion King was before this.
Oh, and he was. Wait, was that like? Okay,
I'm guessing that was 2003, but I'm.
Was
not
there
sure.
a Mummy movie and then a spin-off?
There was
of his character.
There's three Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
Sure.
Who's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's a beautiful woman as well. And The Rock is a beautiful woman as well.
We're all beautiful women.
Yes.
Because all women are beautiful.
What's going on?
This is really staying on the rails. I love it.
Okay.
Can you tell I don't have many nice things to say about this movie?
It's okay. Oh, let's talk about Carl Urban being the actual hero of this movie.
Is that who that is? Do I know him from other stuff?
Yeah. Oh, he's in so much stuff. He's Carl Urban. This is funny enough. He was what was his name? Éomer in The Lord of the Rings. He was Theoden's nephew. He's Judge Dredd in the remake of Judge Dredd.
Okay.
He's Dr. McCoy in the new the 10, 15-year-old J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. Carl Urban's been in a lot of stuff.
Interesting.
He's definitely like the Doom guy in this movie. He's the protagonist. He looks like Doom guy, and he even gets a couple of if you know your classic id Software cheat codes, he got a little IDDQD later in the movie.
Yeah. Actually, this is one of the fun things I was noting about. Like this movie was pitched as a vehicle driven by Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was in other films before this, but this was sort of like, no, we're trying to make The Rock a movie star.
Yeah.
Because before this, he was a WWE, I don't know if it was F at the time, star. And everybody's like, that guy, you can't make wrestlers movie stars. You can't make a wrestler an actor. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? This is literally just live performance. It's just theater.
Wrestlers are better actors than most people in community theater.
It's just theater with strength performance on top of it.
And like there's always the chance you get a little peek of their penis too.
Yeah. But this was like, I think, a moment they were trying to launch him into it. And so people have this expectation of, oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Doom guy. And then it was supposed to be this clever subversion of expectation of like, no, actually, it's this newcomer guy 3/4 of the way through the movie, and The Rock is the bad guy.
Well, no, Carl Urban's in the movie the entire time.
But like the fact that he's quote unquote Doom guy is like a subversion 3/4 of the way into the movie. Like I said before, of like, oh, this is the thing you came for when it actually looks like Doom. You go, oh, that guy gets to be Doom guy. I think that's what they were going for, right? You know. So there's a bunch of crap in between the beginning of the movie and that moment.
There's world building.
I didn't pay
there's
attention.
Narrative. I'll tell you what happens in this
I'll tell
movie.
you my version. The Rock assembles a gang of guys. They move to a new corridor. They're told some pointless information. They move to another corridor. Then that happens 4 or 5 more times. Each time they get slightly closer to a monster being present. And then eventually there are monsters about an hour in. That's my summation of the first hour. So
as the guy that watched this movie twice, I'll fill in a couple of details.
They don't matter.
It does matter, just so we can fill time. So
also doesn't matter.
All right, so it's 2046, I believe, and it's okay. This is a loose adaptation of Doom because this doesn't follow a lot of the core tenets of what makes Doom Doom.
Mm-hmm.
First, well, okay.
They don't go to hell. That really made me mad.
Okay, so this introduces the idea that perhaps the idea of biblical hell is actually Mars and that humans are originally from Mars.
Sick.
And they went to Earth to escape the genetic monsters that have been manufactured as a result of...
To shed that dreaded extra chromosome.
Chromosome 24. So we're going to talk about chromosomes with a lot of respect.
Oh my God.
And with a lot
more than the movie does.
So it's postulated that ancient humanoids found a way to genetically modify themselves to become Ubermensch, where the typical human has 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23andMe. That's what I realized that. Like, I was like, oh, that's what 23 and 23andMe means. The 23 pairs of chromosomes. And these humanoids on Mars figured out how to give themselves another pair of chromosomes, which basically makes them like super humans that don't get sick, and they got like Wolverine healing power, essentially.
Do you think nobody working on this movie had ever encountered the cause of Down syndrome? Like, it seems like such a weirdly like disrespectful, sounds like too like finger waggy reason or like thing. Like, you couldn't have come up with any other way that like you could have made Ubermensch humans that are like, oh no, actually we need to put them down like dogs. like it's so like, what? As soon as they say it, it's like, no, we had this science then. We knew. What were you guys thinking?
I think that this movie had a huge budget, like, as you can tell from the special effects and the huge sets.
Some of it looks good.
And I think that they just gave the script writers like a lot to work with, and they really, really went in depth to try to make a feasible science fiction explanation as to why humans are fighting quote unquote demons. And this is like the big departure that this does is that there is no hell invasion of Earth the way that Doom the game makes it. Like, there are stakes where yes, these mutants might be able to go take the Ark, which is the teleportation device. They might be able to take the Ark back to Earth so that they could then start. But this movie follows zombie movie logic, where infected mutants are spreading their mutation through bites and
that was honestly
projectile tongue attacks.
It's kind of one of the most disappointing parts. Like, I just wanted a horde of demons and monsters to be waiting for them, and then when it became plain old zombie movie, it took me out a little bit.
We've watched a lot of zombie stuff lately. We were entrenched in zombie fiction right now. uh, which is okay with me. But also, the early 2000s were the worst time to be into zombies.
They were the best and worst.
Well,
in
it was
some
the
ways.
time that like it was I mean 2004's Dawn of the Dead was definitely like the like jump start back into the genre
like
that got a lot of people our age like into zombies for the first time.
Yeah, we got to say this every time. It's like we had Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead, 28 Days Later was like this just like back-to-back punch of like, oh, these can be fun and good.
And we had Uwe Boll's House of the Dead.
Yes. And so when 2005 rolls around and you do it again for Doom, it's like, what? Okay. I don't know. I did not enjoy the adding that idea of spreading through bites into the Doom lore.
It seemed like a betrayal of the core tenets of Doom, where it is a demon force is invading Earth to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And that like this is very different like direction. And I feel that that's one of the first like departures that bothers me about this, because like as like my bottom line is that this is a very bland action movie. Like it did very little to make me want to play Doom, which I think is in the camp video games like sphere of review makes this movie a failure, where it does not translate the good parts of the video game onto the screen.
If it's just the last 20 minutes, it does a much better job, in my opinion.
I mean, like you're referring to the first person section of this movie.
There's the first person section, and then the actual like
the showdown with
the visible showdown action sequence between Karl Urban and The Rock, where they're doing all sorts of like stunts where it's like guys on wires just flying around, and you could tell. I assume The Rock did most of his own stunts.
Probably.
I didn't see any shots where it looked like, oh, that's some weird guy who looks like The Rock or whatever. I was having a hooting and hollering time.
That's the
stamp of approval. Was I hooting and hollering? As soon as we got that Doom guy moment and that part, I was hooting and hollering. Everything up to then, I was just kind of like checking my watch. I was like, oh, they're in another dark corridor. Okay, yep, they're in another dark corridor.
Yeah,
a lot of walking from room to room with ominous things happening.
Yeah. So the intrigue of this story is that these space marines go to Mars to investigate like an outbreak of some sort. They don't know what they're getting into, but they know that it's bad. And Karl Urban, who his name is John Grimm, but they call him Reaper. John Grimm, he used to live on Mars with his family, and his parents died in a rock slide accident. And so John and his sister Samantha, who's played by Rosamund Pike, they go on separate paths after that, where Samantha goes into the sciences and John goes into the Marines.
Oh my God, one of my favorite moments. So she's researching the life on Mars or whatever.
Do the David Bowie song.
And like at one point he's asking her like, why do you have to keep doing this job? And she's like, I'm an anthropological researcher, John. What am I supposed to do? Like there's just no other option.
Yep.
It's like so funny.
I don't know, there's OnlyFans. You got plenty of options, Rosamund Pike. You're a very lovely lady.
Not that she has to sell her body to make money, but an anthropological researcher on Mars seems oddly specific as the only choice you have to make a living.
Well, she feels bound to her family's legacy.
Yeah.
Whereas John has abandoned it. And I think one of the other like fun exchanges where she's like, how does it feel looking through the scope of a rifle instead of through a telescope? It's just like, shut up. So Karl Urban wants to go to Mars to make sure his sister's okay. They're estranged at this point just because she's mad that he's a Marine and he's mad that she's a scientist like mom and dad were.
Yeah.
Don't
put them in the danger of rock slides.
It's like they couldn't have been killed maybe by demons or something that's more in line with Doom.
I do love like they have this conversation about whose job is more dangerous, which like when you remove this element of demons have broken out on Mars, between anthropological researcher and Marine.
Space Marine.
Space Marine. It's like, I think the choice is pretty clear.
Yeah.
It's probably the guy who has to carry a gun and whose order is shoot anything that moves.
If it breathes, kill it.
Yeah, or they said something that was like, it was the exact wording I'm forgetting. It was like, if it's coming at you, shoot it, or something like that.
Sure, that's probably coming from The Rock.
Yeah,
I assume
it's one of his early directives.
it's funny that the original development of Doom, the video game in the early '90s, was propelled to be a Aliens video game adaptation, and they lost the licensing rights. And now the Doom movie seems to be so dependent on a lot of the same tropes that James Cameron perfected in Aliens. And it's it's cyclical. The world works in cycle.
On that note, should we discuss darkness in this movie? Because I'm not bragging or nothing. I got myself a real high-end OLED television. I can dial that color and light in exactly as intended, and boy howdy, could I not see a dang thing for 80% of this movie.
I think it's weird that you bought this TV specifically to watch Doom. That's a bad move on your part.
Yeah, I'm going to send it back right after this. It's crazy how dark this movie is. I'm guessing this film was designed very much for a theatrical experience, where they wanted a lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
Because I also found the audio mix, and I'm watching a bootleg from a very bootleg website, but it's all legal.
Wink, 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 wink.
They do pretty good rips. I think this is like a not very compressed version of this film. I think I'm hearing it pretty close to like what you would get on a DVD or whatever.
You're gonna break The Rock's heart if he finds out you're pirating his movies.
I know, but the thing is, it's one of these movies where the audio is mixed so that when a demon jumps out at you, it's insanely loud.
Yeah,
and that means everything else is crazy quiet. Yeah. So you either have to have subtitles, or you got to be riding the volume, or you just got to be willing to be flavor blasted with volume whenever a demon or a gun gets shot. Yeah. So I didn't much appreciate that. I like movies that do that, but it's just like Doom's not one where I need that. So I was just like, okay, turn it up. All right, turn it back down. Like the whole time.
I'm a subtitles guy. I have a horrible case of tinnitus, so everything just sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just still very mixed for a movie theater, and I was like, whatever, I'll ride with it. But man, the only movie I could think of that comes close to being this dark is Fight Club. I remember watching Fight Club. I haven't watched it in probably like 20 years.
Yeah.
But like trying to watch it on a DVD and going like, oh, you can't see anything in this movie.
Yeah.
This was the era for very, very high contrast of lit versus dark spaces in a shot.
I was talking with my wife about this, where dark, like, because she was complaining. She was like, why is it so dark?
Yeah.
And darkness is such an important component in Doom 3. Like that's
interesting.
And again, this is all because
it's introduced in Doom 1, but it's a small
it's not as dynamic, and they didn't have they didn't have the lighting capabilities to make it as immersive as Doom 3 was.
Let's say like 2 or 3 maps in the original Doom use this like lighting effect where lights will pop on and all of a sudden there's a pinky in your face.
Yes,
and
they do that for discombobulation and for building tension and jump scares the same way that movies do. But in the video game, you you press escape and then you go to the settings and you just bump up that contrast a little bit, the gamma, and it makes it so you can see what you're playing. But this is all. I mean, this is again a post Half-Life. Like that, Half-Life changed everything in 1998, I believe.
Much like Doom did in 1993.
And it's funny because I replayed Half-Life a couple of months ago, and I was thinking about the plot. And I was like, this is a remake of Doom, where it's about scientists who accidentally, quote unquote, open a portal to a hellish dimension where demon-like aliens start flooding in and like causing mayhem. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like Doom. And then I was like playing Doom. I was like, man, this is
It's kind of like Half-Life.
a lot like Half-Life, but way better.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that actually. That might be a hard stance for me to take. I don't know if I've enjoyed playing Half-Life more than I've played Doom lately. They're very different first-person shooters, where Half-Life is more like puzzles and like environmental storytelling, and Doom is mayhem and like puzzle solve, or like maze
Yeah.
navigation. Go back to our talk on the Doom video game to get a much more insightful.
Yeah,
take on
I
that.
was I only dabbled in Half-Life because at that point I was pretty firmly like, no, I like my bright, shiny, nice, everybody gets along, hang out with the gang JRPGs at that point.
Yeah.
So I remember playing Half-Life, and like I think it makes me like a fake gamer that I have not played more than 5 to 10 minutes of Half-Life 2, because that's supposed to be that's like the one that people are like, this changed everything.
It was mostly just the physics.
Yeah, I did play all of Portal, so
yeah, Portal's great too. And let's try to talk about the Doom movie again. So okay,
I don't know. There's a character who's just like, "Hey, I'm a rapist," and that's funny.
That's
okay.
But,
Actually, no. I do kind of want to go through the characters.
Yeah, we've got a roster of Space Marines here. Portman, he's the gross like pervert guy.
Yeah, it's bizarre because he introduces himself. He's like, "I'm a creep," and that's supposed to be kind of funny.
Yeah,
and then I think it's supposed to be like it pays off that he dies gruesomely. Is that? Did you pick up on that? I thought that was what they were going. I was trying to be charitable and be like, I think you're not supposed to be laughing with him. You're supposed to laugh at him, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's never portrayed as like a sympathetic character. He's like just like grinning. He's like he's in on some joke no one else is aware of. Where like that type of like impish evilness that. Okay, so the morality too is like they introduced the idea that like if you are exposed to the 24th chromosome,
it's bad. It's bad, folks.
If you are exposed to it and you have evil tendencies, you get changed into a monster. Whereas if you're Carl Urban, who gets the chromosomes later, after he suffers like a mortal wound, his sister gives him the 24th chromosome, he becomes Doom guy.
Yeah.
And so it's like this like morality aspect where it's like bad people turn into monsters and good people turn into Superman.
Yeah, this is the plot of Mother 3, actually.
Oh. Okay. You've got Carl Urban, John Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Got The Rock, he's Sarge. He's the head of the platoon. Got Duke, he's the one that keeps flirting with Samantha.
Yes, this is the one I wanted to bring up because I like glanced away and I heard somebody introduce themselves as Duke.
Come get some.
And I heard "come get some," and I was like, "Is this a Duke Nukem reference? Are they just doing a whole like first-person shooter homage across the board?" Because there was one other thing that I caught that felt like, is that a different first-person shooter reference? But anyway,
interesting. Yeah, that I feel like that. I mean, how do you like? It's
like I just felt like, oh, they just assume these are all the same game. That's kind of what I got from that reference.
It's like when people just call any video game a Mario.
Yeah, and it's like,
playing
no,
Mario there, sweetheart.
Doom is not Duke Nukem.
No,
there's not a bone in my body that ever wants to touch a Duke Nukem game.
Oh, they're fun. They're fun. It's like listening to like NoFX, where it's like it was fun when I was a teenager, but it's not really my thing anymore.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, you got Portman. He's the pervert. You've got
pervert is putting it lightly.
Yeah, I know. It starts off where he's like, my idea of heaven is being in a motel room with 3 lady boys and a bottle of tequila.
Did he say underage?
Oh, I don't remember.
There's a point where he implies he wants them underage. Ugh. I was like, okay. 2005, trying to let him roll with it.
You've got the kid who. Okay, the kid is like the
that's a Cormac McCarthy reference.
He's the newest recruit to the Space Marine squad. They had some other. It was like Rapid RTTS or something like that. I don't care.
Either way, it's like the kid is, oh, I'm the freshman. Oh, I'm inexperienced, so that they could pair him up with the gross guy.
Yeah, and the kid has like a pill problem.
Yeah,
that has zero payoff. There is nothing about it made like a difference.
Which, to be fair, this does sort of parallel Blood Meridian to some degree. I'm doing my best. I'm stretching here.
Do you have a copy of that? Can I borrow it?
I don't.
No.
But everybody should read that. If you like Doom 2005, try Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. But like that's sort of the idea of that character. He's a kid who finds himself in this brutal, disgusting world, and he pays for it. I tell you what.
Yeah. And then there's Destroyer, and he's the guy with the big gun.
Is he the cutter? There's a guy who cuts himself for some reason.
Goat.
Okay.
Goat is like a religious fanatic who he took the Lord's name in vain, so he carved a cross into his arm with a K-bar knife.
Well, this is like another. I don't know. I hate to like be too critical, but like I'll say this in a constructive way, that like all these little details, like that one specifically, is like, I don't need that in a Doom movie. This could have been 30 minutes shorter, easily. Like,
yeah,
I didn't need backstories for at least 6 out of 8 of these guys or whatever it is, you know?
I've got go ahead.
No, that was all. Like that really just made the movie drag for me. Every time we're like, and let's zoom in on this guy, and I'm like, I don't care. I want to see demons.
Yeah. I see the introduction of Goat as a character to somewhat placate my original like complaint about this is not about Hell's invasion. They had to get some god talk in there somehow.
Yeah, so they could make this like, hell is us, hell is Earth, kind of. Okay.
I just think it was like kind of a holdover from the original idea of what Doom is. Where it's like, no, you're a space marine fighting demons, and so a guy like him would ostensibly call these things demons and devils.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to be charitable here, people.
Yeah, we're really trying. I think those are all the Space Marines.
Sure.
They take a trip to Mars, and they get to the research station. That's the Ark, which is like this like ancient civilizations like ruins that has this technology that allows them to teleport, and they're supposed to investigate the quarantine outbreak in the research level. And so their like liaison at the station is a scientist named Pinky, who is a guy who lost his legs in a teleportation mishap.
Which is like another thing that gets an inordinate amount of time spent on it, is how like the teleporters work and how they'll slice people off halfway through.
I mean, that's a part of the gameplay.
So funny.
That's like you can instant kill like boss level creatures if you can teleport into them the right way in Doom. So it's like it I see that as a good Easter egg. Where it's just like,
I'll take that.
Is that what fragging is? I know, like in Vietnam terminology, like fragging was just like killing Vietnamese people, but in Doom's terminology, I think that's what fragging is where like as I think we said this in the game review as well, where it's just like that's what splinching is in the Harry Potter like universe, where there is damage to be done through teleportation mishaps.
Yeah.
So he's got this like weird robot wheelchair attached to him, and he's like their like tech guy that's like watching their camera footage, and like what's the guy in Punisher? Microchip, like his nerd assistant that like he's like, I get in the system, or I'm almost in. Tropes, like boring dumb action movie tropes.
Yeah.
So they get there and they investigate and they find zombies and they kill the zombies. And then they find out that it's not just zombies. And so the outbreak occurs. The original inciting event is that the Union Aerospace Corporation, or is it Union, the UAC,
the thing from the game.
the thing from the game, they were conducting experiments on a convicted killer who was on death row, and they were like, oh, that means we can just do experiments on him. Very Nazi coded, but not like portrayed in an evil way, which I thought was interesting. That they morphed him into what ends up being, I think, the closest thing I could call it would be one of the Hell Knights from the video game, like the big goats that throw the green fireballs at you. That creates the outbreak. And then it just follows zombie logic. Honestly, this is more of a Resident Evil movie than it is a Doom movie, where you've got an evil corporation doing genetic mutation experiments. It gets out of hand, and they send in the super cops, aka the Stars, and then you got some zombie monster mash.
Yeah. Really, man, I just can't. I keep going back to like cut 30 minutes of this, and I'd be way more into it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to at least hit the 90-minute mark. This is an hour and 45, I think. So
yeah, you can get 20. You can get 20 out of there. That's just like a lot of.
I know. And then just what you do is you cut it so that it's the shortest possible movie you can make, so it's not overstaying its welcome. And then you add bloopers at the end, and then you could still call it a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, that's great. I'm in for that. I don't know. It's like I've said most of like what I sort of enjoyed about it.
Yeah. So the thing about Pinky, let's talk about Pinky. Pinky is that's the pink bulldog monsters that you fight in Doom. Kind of a Easter egg, I guess. It's like everyone who's played Doom knows what they're doing here.
Yeah, like he does that sort of like, I'm about to drop an Easter egg thing when they bring him in. Like, my name is Pinky.
If they just replace the soundtrack with the original Doom soundtrack,
that was another
this
thing.
Would rock. Because you don't really get any heavy metal stuff until the first person perspective scenes.
Yeah.
Which were directed by a different guy.
Because again, that's what I came for.
Right. So I think the cinematographer of the film directed the first person segment. And you can tell that it's like it's so
you could tell that guy's played Doom.
But it's so tonally different from the movie that it's jarring. Where so what happens is that John Carl Urban gets shot by a ricochet, I believe, and Samantha gives him chromosome 24, and he wakes up and then just starts killing. And it is tonally the closest to Doom as it gets in this, where it's just like it's the first person perspective. There's heavy metal playing, and there's just a barrage of monsters coming at you that he viciously killed, and it's sort of satisfying. It's like there's like 10 minutes before that like movie ends. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to scrub around, but
it's just like,
yeah. So he wakes up, he sees himself in the mirror, and now we're actually seeing what does it look like to play Doom, to live in the world of Doom. And I'm not going to show too much of it because I don't want to get struck by YouTube. But I said earlier, I was hooting and hollering at this part. And I know you can't make a 90-minute movie of this.
They did that. It's called Shooter.
I could have gotten here just a lot faster. And I probably would just had more nice things to say about the movie. There's just a lot of stuff I didn't need in a Doom movie.
Oh, okay. So my DVD copy of Doom 2005, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Carl Urban, Rosamund Pike, is also a demo disc for Doom 3 on the Xbox.
Nice.
I don't have an Xbox, so I didn't check it out, but I do. I mean, I own Doom, just don't really care about it. it's just I mean, campers, let me know. What's the best part about Doom 3? Because like I just didn't pick up on it. It did not. I mean, it didn't feel like a Doom game to me.
Yeah.
It felt like a
It-
Doom in name only.
It feels safe to say it's spiritually not Doom, to a certain degree. I know there are people who like know the franchise in and out and could speak to like, no, these are the lows, here are the highs, and
Yeah.
like apparently it's come back for people who like that sort of thing in the last 10 years maybe. But okay, I am recalling some other parts that I did like. There's the part where they early on they introduce an electrified like holding
Yeah,
cell.
it's like a prison holding
And
cell.
one of our guys falls in there at one point and has to go like one-on-one gladiator style with one of those
I believe
zombie
that's
demons.
Destroyer.
And he is swinging like a what's like what do you like a slingshot like David and Goliath
A
style
sling.
of an electrified computer monitor to fight the monster. Like, give me way more of that and way less of like just background about like how all this crap works. I liked that. There's the extremely fan service moment of introducing the BFG, which that in my notes I put, oh, like the BFG, we've got our fan service moment, and then I wrote, I mean that derogatorily. It's like you don't need to slow down and make sure I know that you're introducing the Easter egg or the fan service thing. Like just do it. It's fine. Oh, and also the fight with the pinky scientist guy is also in that like first person-y section. So that's like, oh, I recognize that monster. I recognize that setting. We get like a little real Doom action.
Yeah.
It's like there's some fun to be had here.
Yes. So the human drama in this is that The Rock has been given orders from higher ups to contain the quarantine at all costs and leave no survivors. And that's when he starts kind of he's giving soldiers orders that they're not willing to carry out. He kills the kid who refuses because the kid finds a group of survivors in this like research lab, and there's like 20 people with children, like just like innocent people, and he's like, we got to find a way to get them out. And The Rock is like, I told you to kill them. I'm The Rock. I don't know what his voice sounds. It's kind of like he sounds kind of like Barack Obama, but
let me be clear. I need you to kill these civilians.
I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But then The Rock kills the kid for insubordination, and then it's like, oh, he's just a bad guy, like who is just like, I mean, he has like I know it's not a tramp stamp, but he's got a Marine's tramp stamp essentially, where it's like the Corps is my life, and that's it. It's just like, you suck.
I want to note like because all these movies were like supposed to be U.S. military propaganda.
Yeah.
That this one sort of like almost overswings it and becomes satire, and that it's like all these guys are horribly like violent to women and like just everything, but like they go out of their way to show how they're like they sexually harass every woman that crosses their path. Everything that moves, they're like, kill it. And like, don't you want to be a Marine?
Not really.
No, I'd rather not.
I think I'd rather be an anthropologicalist.
Which actually, so when we get the showdown, has The Rock been bitten, poisoned?
Yes, so The Rock, he's like been hiding the fact that he got infected in his neck. Because for some reason the imps in this movie, like, which is basically, and again, I'm gonna refer to Resident Evil one more time, where it's like the zombies. They start out like, okay, you're a human, you get infected, you're a human, you're infected, and then they,
and if you like your doctor, you can keep it.
I just saw an Obamacare poster today.
Yeah, they're everywhere,
and it's just like, I'm like, wait, we still calling it that?
Yeah, it's really funny because it's incredibly unaffordable now.
Yeah.
And there's all these signs all over town that are like, we'll help you sign up for Obamacare. It's like nobody can afford it anymore.
So The Rock gets infected by an imp, and I think what they're trying to do, because when I think of Doom, I think about like the cast of monsters, right? You got the zombies, you got the imps, you got the pinkies, you got one thing that we don't get in this is a cacodemon. You don't get any spiders on robotic brains on robot spider legs.
I would have really made the movie.
That would have made it so much better. But I think like the way that the imps infect people is that they have projectile tongues, where it's like they like blah, like they put their tongue out and it shoots out like a missile into the victim. And I think that's them trying to be like, no, they don't throw fireballs. They throw their tongue.
Sure.
But it's like, that's just the liquor from Resident Evil 2. That is just the liquor. Like they have just accidentally, quote unquote, maybe not accidentally, taken a different video game franchise, a less successful, less culturally pervasive franchise, and they're just doing a watered down version of Resident Evil in space.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. So The Rock gets infected, and he starts developing like super strength, and like his like you see like at one point like his knuckles burst through his gloves, and he's getting sharp teeth. And I watched this behind the scenes like making of documentary of Doom, and it was just The Rock complaining about how long hair and makeup takes for this scene. He was like,
"Oh yeah.
You know, this movie is going to take 2 hours for this makeup today, and tomorrow it's going to take 3 hours." It's just like it's not worth it, Dwayne. Sorry. Yeah. So his evil nature is being heightened and supported by chromosome 24. And that's why when Carl Urban gets chromosome 24, they are able to fight it out with their strength, their new strength.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I do want to point out in this fight, speaking of references to other first-person shooters, do you recognize the room that they fight in?
Not particularly.
Okay. It is, I think, prove me wrong, 1-for-1. It's the second or third to last level in GoldenEye. Where I just it's like a level I remember a lot of people like got stuck on, and like the part where Carl Urban, he walks in and he scans the room. It just like triggered this memory in my brain of being cornered up against this wall and guys just keep coming down, and you're like, how do I get out of here?
Interesting.
And it's the spiral staircase is a big giveaway.
I
don't know. It's almost exactly what I remember that room being like in GoldenEye. But
we'll get to GoldenEye someday here at Camp Video Games.
I don't know if that game's good anymore, but we'll go
but
find out
someday.
Great. Yeah. I very much enjoyed their fight here at the end. I wanted a lot more of this. I keep saying it over and over, but it's like, this is what I came to a Doom movie looking for. A little bit of that first person stuff, and then because it's too expensive and hard to do a whole movie of that and not make people seasick, fill it in with this stuff, and then I would have been happy.
The Rock would have to do so much hair and makeup.
He didn't need to be a zombie the whole time.
That's true.
But it was just, there was too much dark corridor walking.
Minor complaints here. The BFG shoots blue and not green, and that bothers me. It's come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. The whole movie is black and blue, so I think they just probably did it to be sort of color correct. But
that's just the early 2000s. All movies looked like.
Yeah, and like, I think you also have to like think about what it feels like to play Doom. Is like it's an even split between like you're shooting monsters, you're looking for keys and like navigating and learning, like basically going through a maze. But the first thing you do is you shoot monsters.
Yeah.
And it takes a while before you're like really spending time slowing down and doing mazes. And this movie is 90 minutes of doing the mazes before you get like, I think I wrote like the first time you see a true demon on screen is like It's 43 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's too much.
Here's another thing. I don't recall there being a single pump action shotgun in this movie.
Oh,
what
shoot.
were they thinking?
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
I don't even need a double barrel shotgun because this isn't called Doom 2. It's Doom.
Yeah. That just made me even more disappointed.
Yeah,
I even thought about as they get to this thing where they very specifically are like, we're gonna fight. We're gonna Carl Urban shoots his last shot into the air to say we're gonna fist fight.
Yeah, that's stupid as well.
Which is one stupid when
it takes one bullet to the brain. And then you're good.
And when, as best as you understand in this moment, you are the last line of defense protecting humanity from what's happening up here. And you're like, nah, I just want to go tough.
Semper Fi, I want to touch this guy.
It's like, whatever. Yeah, silly movie tough guy logic is fun. But that, so I'm not too worried about that. But it felt like, is this supposed to be another fan service moment of that, when you first run out of ammo in Doom and then you realize you can use your fists?
Oh, I like that.
That's what I assumed they were implying is no, we know Doom. But then it's no, you don't, because you didn't put a shotgun in here.
Yeah. Oh, I felt happy. Now I'm mad again.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Dang it, Doom.
They tried.
So, yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Carl Urban, the actor, have a fight. And then Carl Urban pushes The Rock through a teleportation and then throws a grenade right behind him. And then it just ends so suddenly, where it's just the fight is over, and then it's just him carrying his sister. And he's like, "We're going home," and you're like, "The end." Oh, and
Perfect.
By the way, before that happens, The Rock killed all of those people off screen, all of the kids and other scientists.
Oh yeah,
he just killed them off screen because I guess they didn't want to show children dying. And
they have a guy talking about how he wants to go to Thailand to have sex with underage boys.
Yeah,
but they can't show. But they can't show that's the line. That's the line.
Yeah. And they do that line delivery is in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, it's right out the gate. I was like, holy moly.
Welcome to Doom.
Welcome to 2005 filmmaking.
Yeah. And I know it's not the best of this genre of video game adaptation. Yeah. It's not the worst movie that we've watched here at Camp Video Games.
No.
But there's a reason there wasn't a Doom 2 the movie.
Yeah, I have no idea how this did financially. Probably not great is what my memory's telling me.
There's a Variety. I don't know why this just came out.
Is it? I hope there's a Variety piece taking down the problematic misogyny.
No. I'm just
the Doom movie 2005.
I'll just read a headline here. From March 12th, 2026.
Okay.
Rosamund Pike says her 2005 Doom movie with Dwayne Johnson is, quote, one of the worst films ever made and, quote, could have ended my career.
Yes. Well,
why are they talking about this?
I don't know why they're talking about it right now, but
that's a weird Camp Video Games.
I mean, to her credit, I literally consciously had the thought watching this movie where her character is introduced by being sexually harassed by the pedophile.
Yeah.
He's just let me fuck you.
I'm going to have to do a strip search
and then she has to be I'm a serious scientist. I'm of course she feels that way. I do not judge that opinion coming from her at all.
Yeah, that's so fascinating that Rosamund Pike is still talking about this crap 20 years later.
I honestly see how it could be a little I don't know, quote unquote trauma is a strong word, but it probably wasn't the best work environment if you were being placed with people who put those words in people's mouths.
Yeah.
As a way to introduce your character of she is here for you to ogle at.
No, she's a scientist. And she's not overtly sexualized on screen in the way that they could have done the disservice to this actor.
Well, they do take the woman whose arm was severed. Where
you see some boobs in this
we're
movie.
Reintroduced to her by, for some reason, she's now a nude zombie, and they shoot her, and we see a woman with a severed arm who's been shot but she's naked and we could see her breasts. And it's like, who thought this was cool, artistic?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really bad.
The original Doom games are the least horny games ever made.
Yeah, there's not a drip of sexuality in them.
It's just testosterone rage.
It's like, and I when I bring these things up, it's not to be like, we're better than that. We shouldn't have sex and violence and nudity in movies. It's just like, nah, this we know you know when it's right and you know when it's wrong.
Yep.
And this one was wrong, but it doesn't mean everyone involved is a terrible person and everything about it's bad. Like I said, there was some fun roller coaster ride moments.
There were some hoots and hollers to be had.
I hooted and hollered at one moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all that we have to say about Doom 2005, starring Dwayne, the future President Rock Johnson.
I'm going to vote for this. What's her name? Rosamund
Pike.
Rosamund Pike is who I'm voting for in 2028.
I like Pike.
I like it. Okay, so here's what I want to pitch to you. How do we do a Doom adaptation properly? Right? Okay. I don't know why I thought this, but early on in the movie, the people who I thought should handle this, I was like, this should be an anime done by Studio Trigger. You would know Studio Trigger from Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Which at first I just thought of them because they did the Cyberpunk adaptation, which we absolutely need to watch at some point.
Oh, I gotta play Cyberpunk
because it's my favorite video game adaptation.
Nice.
It's an actual good series, and it's like 4 or 5 hours total. But anyway, he's credited as just The Rock, by the way. I'm watching the credits as I'm talking. But anyway, so you have Studio Trigger do it. They have a very good handle on Doom style violence, I think, or at least could. And then you do it in the style of Delicious in Dungeon, of like episodically going from Doom location to location. Because in the original game, you have that map of all these just like demon buildings. So you'd have like, I don't know if he's alone or if he has a party, but Doom guy going from demon building to demon building, and each one introduces like a new conflict and scenario and reason you have to murder a bunch of demons.
Sure, yeah.
That could rock.
Yeah. I think Uwe Boll should make it.
Even with The Rock. Starring The Rock still, directed by Uwe Boll, and animated by Studio Trigger. I don't know. I think I had that thought when I first saw like how like some of the violence was being handled. I was like, this isn't quite Doom violence. They don't quite have a handle on it.
Yeah.
And then it was like that first hour of the movie, they're just going from room to room, learning more and more and going deeper and deeper into the dungeon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could do this in Delicious in Dungeon style.
I like that.
Where each episode is like another room where or whatever, where you face new enemies and new problems and learn a little more. It's doable. You could make a Doom adaptation.
It's doable.
Yeah,
I think my main complaint with this is that it removes the Christian mythology aspect of a hell invasion, and it tries to like scientifically justify monster making, and that's. I'm not going to say that Doom fans are stupid because like it's such a popular
because
thing.
I am one, but I am stupid.
I'm a stupid man. I don't want to bring people down to my level, but I just feel like the core tenets of Doom's gameplay is don't think, just kill.
Yeah,
and that this movie needs more of that spirit.
Yeah,
don't talk, don't exposition, just more monsters.
Yeah, and like in general, I didn't hate it if you just like dial back the misogyny and speed up how fast we get to like demons and demon killing.
Sure.
And like, and even once we get to some demons and they're doing like light reveals, like that's fine. It's just like it took way too long. We got like one little preview at the cold open, and then it takes 40 minutes before we get to Doom stuff. So, it's fixable, but it's not good as it is.
Or if it's a video game, it's patchable.
Yeah.
For Doom to work for me, there needs to be like a heaven and hell. And there need not even heaven. There just needs to be a hell.
Hell needs that too. Yeah.
Hell needs to be a place that is not Mars, that is an actual place. And
maybe they might have been anticipating an episode 2, 3, and 4.
Maybe.
And, to your sort of charitable reading of like, and that's why we had the Christian guy who was like, this is hail.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. Or that like humanity evolved after moving to Earth to believe that Mars, to remember Mars as like a mythical place called hell to them.
Yeah. Also, if you're going to explain where the demons come from, you got to come up with a new scientific explanation.
Yeah.
This one is too adjacent to eugenics.
Yes. Yes. Although, I mean, to be fair to the filmmakers, like, I mean, in like Doom, in the original Doom, like there was like swastikas built into level design sometimes, and like, not saying that it's a fascist game, but like,
I remember pentagrams. I don't remember swastikas.
There's a swastika in Doom as well, and I think it was just it's that same like that late 70s punk rock edge thing where it's just like I'm being the most offensive thing possible,
like, because like that's the cover that like guys will use now is like, I'm just saying it because it's the edgy thing you're not allowed to say. And back then, it's like, I don't agree with that. But like, I understand how it was just like a different mentality before the internet was as pervasive.
Yeah.
Of like, no, this guy, whoever programmed that in probably truly wasn't a Nazi and truly was just like, we're not allowed to do this. And it's really hidden, you know?
Yeah. And it was just like a part of the floor layout where it's like, if you're not paying attention, it would like the swastika go right over your head. And also, to be fair, id Software made Wolfenstein, which is a specifically Antifa game.
Yeah.
That is Antifa, the video game.
Yeah, like the game before that, they were like, let's allow you to gruesomely murder the most murderable thing.
Mecha Hitler. Okay, well, fuck this movie. Pretty good. I mean, performances wise, no one's really dragging their feet. Everyone did an okay job concerning what they could have done. They could have been worse.
I'd love to interview the guy who played the creep.
Just he's like, so gross.
How'd you feel about that?
How do you feel about that today?
Yeah.
buddy?
How do you feel about, like, looking back on putting that on film forever? I'd venture to guess he's probably a bit of a slimeball himself. Was like, I got paid.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but I don't know. I hope he's a good man who is like, oh, I wish I'd passed on that.
Okay. His name is Richard Brake. Yeah, he does look creepy. Let's see. I'm just gonna write the words Richard Brake allegations.
Does he have an allegation section on Wikipedia? That's what it all comes down to.
Here.
or Richard Brake regrets. Oh, he's got him.
Great news.
No allegations.
Based on the provided search results, there are no publicly reported allegations of misconduct against the actor Richard Brake. He's also. Oh, that's fascinating. I didn't even recognize him. He is the villain in the movie Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also the Night King from Game of Thrones, the evil head snow zombie.
Interesting.
So he's like,
he's
been cast as like a creepy guy. Like, I mean,
but
he's got
he at least like
eyes.
Recovered from this.
Yeah, sure.
For whatever that's worth. I don't know. I'd venture to guess he's probably
I didn't mean to sully the good name of a beloved character actor Richard Brake.
There was a Trent Reznor song in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Nine Inch Nails provided soundtrack to Doom 3, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
And,
okay.
So
like, because had the rights to that.
Trent Reznor was like a huge Doom fan when it first came out, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, campers, I think we're done talking about Doom the movie.
That was an interesting one.
It was, and I'm glad it's over. And we're gonna talk about let's not do something zombie next time.
Yeah, we'll find something
cute.
Like nice and not gruesome.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, campers, patreon.com/campvideogames. It's worth it.
Yes. I love you.
If you'd like to write to us, send a message to campvideogames@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram @campvideogames. If you want to become a real happy camper, you can support Camp Video Games on Patreon. For $5 a month, you'll be granted access to even more discussions about movie-based video games, game-based movies, full-length commentaries, playthroughs, and more. Whether you sign up or not, we're glad to have you here at Camp Video Games.